There was once a lone gunman named Ethan who lived a life on the run. He was a mercenary for hire, taking on dangerous jobs that no one else dared to do. But one day, he took on a job that would change his life forever. Ethan was hired to protect a wealthy businessman from an unknown assassin. The businessman claimed that the assassin was like nothing he had ever seen before, an entity made of shadows that could appear anywhere at any time. Ethan was skeptical, but the pay was too good to pass up. At first, everything seemed normal. Ethan guarded the businessman and made sure that he was safe. But on the third night of the job, Ethan was awoken by a chilling feeling, as if someone was watching him. He quickly grabbed his gun and searched the room, but found no one. That's when it started. The entity made of shadows began to attack. It would appear suddenly, its dark form striking at Ethan from all directions. Ethan was a skilled gunman, but he was no match for this thing. It was like trying to hit a shadow. Ethan was on the run, trying to find a way to escape the entity's grasp. He locked himself in a room, but the entity found a way in. Ethan was surrounded, with no escape in sight. Just as the entity was about to strike, Ethan remembered a trick he had learned in his mercenary days. He shot a bullet into a nearby mirror, shattering it. The shards of glass reflected the entity's shadow form, making it visible for just a moment. In that moment, Ethan was able to take aim and fire a shot that shattered the entity's shadow form, destroying it for good. Barely alive and covered in cuts from the shards of glass, Ethan stumbled out of the building and disappeared into the night, never to take on a job like that again. From that day on, he was known as the lone gunman who survived an attack by the assassin made of shadows. But he would never forget the fear that the entity brought, and he would always be looking over his shoulder, wondering when the shadows would come for him again.